How to survive our solar system, Io. Reese stands at the front of the room, arms crossed, with an expression that says, "Why me?" A hologram of Io's fiery surface spins behind him, casting a hellish glow on the room.
Welcome to Io, Jupiter's little moon of horrors. If Venus was bad, this place is worse. Picture this: lava rivers, sulfur-spewing volcanoes, and enough radiation to microwave a Thanksgiving turkey in under a minute. Why are we here, you ask? Science, probably. Or someone lost a bet. Either way, let's figure out how not to die on this volcanic death trap.
Step 1. Don't get too close to Jupiter.
First things first, Jupiter might be beautiful, but it's also trying to kill you. Those radiation belts, they make Chernobyl look like a picnic. Io sits smack in the middle of them, getting bathed in enough ionizing radiation to fry you faster than a cheap toaster. Fun fact, the radiation dose on Io is about 3,600 rem per day. For context, a mere 500 rem is enough to make your insides liquefy.
Reese taps on the hologram, zooming in on Jupiter's radiation belts.
Your spacecraft needs shielding that would make a tank jealous. We're talking lead-lined walls, electromagnetic deflection systems, and a prayer or two. Outside your ship, forget about sightseeing. Unless you enjoy glowing in the dark, permanently stay indoors. And when you're inside, triple-check those radiation monitors. If they start beeping, run fast.
He pauses, letting the ominous hum of the hologram fill the room.
Pro tip: avoid standing near the windows. Sure, Jupiter's gorgeous, but not worth the radiation burns.
Step 2. Wear heat-resistant everything.
Io's surface isn't just hot, it's hellfire incarnate. With over 400 active volcanoes, this moon is the most geologically active place in the solar system. Temperatures near volcanic vents can hit over 1600 C, hot enough to vaporize you and everything you've ever loved. Your spacesuit needs to be made of materials that laugh in the face of lava. Think ceramic composites, reinforced heat shields, and enough cooling systems to rival a nuclear power plant. Even then, don't get cocky. Stepping near anything glowing red, yellow, or, God forbid, white hot is a one-way ticket to becoming a human torch.
Reese picks up a charred, melted glove and holds it up.
This? Someone got a little too close to the action. Learn from their mistake. Also, invest in boots with thermal insulation. Io's ground can burn through standard soles faster than you can scream. Why am I here?
He drops the glove and dusts off his hands.
Pro tip: if the ground is steaming, don't touch it. This isn't rocket science. Well, actually, it is.
Step 3. Learn to love sulfur or die trying.
Let's talk about Io's lovely aroma. The entire moon smells like a rotten egg convention thanks to sulfur dioxide. It's in the air, on the ground, and probably in your nightmares. Breathing it is a bad idea unless suffocating on toxic gas is your thing. Your habitat will need industrial-strength air filtration systems to keep the sulfur out. Oxygen tanks are your lifeline, and yes, they'll run out faster than you'd like. Carry backups everywhere. And for the love of sanity, bring an air freshener. Lavender breeze won't save your lungs, but it might keep you from losing your mind.
Reese waves a hand in front of his nose and grimaces.
Get used to the stench. It'll cling to your suit, your gear, and probably your soul. Pro tip: don't store your helmet near the sulfur vents unless you enjoy the smell of eternal regret.
Step 4. Dodge the lava bombs.
Io's volcanoes are overachievers. They don't just erupt, they hurl molten rock and sulfur hundreds of kilometers into space. Imagine walking across a field, only to get smacked by a lava bomb traveling faster than a speeding car. Spoiler, your suit won't save you. Avoid active volcanic regions like your life depends on it, because it does. Keep an eye on seismic monitors. If the ground starts shaking, get the hell out. Io doesn't give warnings, it just explodes. And if you think you're safe indoors, think again. Lava bombs can puncture habitats like a hot knife through butter.
Reese gestures to a large crater on the hologram.
See that? That's from an eruption last year. The blast radius was 300 kilometers. You're not outrunning that, so don't even try. Pro tip, if you see a volcano start to glow, run preferably in the opposite direction.
He steps back, folding his arms and smirking. Step 5. Watch your step. It's all unstable.
So, you found a patch of ground that isn't glowing or spewing lava. Congratulations! Now, don't get too comfortable. Io's surface is constantly reshaping itself thanks to its relentless volcanic activity. That nice, solid ground you're standing on, it might decide to collapse into a fiery pit at any moment. Io's crust is a patchwork of lava fields, sulfur plains, and tectonic chaos. What feels stable one minute might turn into a death trap the next. Stick to higher ground, but not too high. Some of Io's mountains, like Bo Ivia Mons, rise taller than Everest, but they're about as stable as a house of cards in a windstorm.
Prodding a hologram of Io's surface, Reese highlights a crack splitting open.
See this? That's Io's version of a bad day. Don't trust anything that looks too smooth or too flat. Volcanic collapses are as common as bad coffee on a space station. And if the ground feels warm under your boots, move. Fast. It's nature's way of saying, don't stand here.
Step 6. Survive the tidal squeeze.
Io isn't just a volcanic hellscape. It's also stuck in a celestial boxing match. Jupiter and its sibling moons are constantly pulling and stretching Io like a chew toy. This gravitational tug of war generates the insane heat that powers its volcanoes. Unfortunately, it also means the ground beneath you is under constant stress. Earthquakes, or more accurately, Io quakes, are as common as eruptions. They're unpredictable and can turn even the most cautious steps into a dance with death. You'll need to stay light on your feet and ready to dodge cracks, collapses, and the occasional lava geyser.
Reese demonstrates a mock stumble, catching himself against a console.
Pro tip, practice your balance. Io isn't going to wait for you to figure it out. And always keep your seismic monitor handy. If it starts screaming, it's time to move, quickly.
Step 7. Bring food that won't melt.
Cooking on Io? Forget it. The temperatures swing between freezer burn and instant incineration, depending on how close you are to a lava flow. Your best bet is pre-packaged meals designed for extremes. Think Mista's meals ready to endure, but with extra thermal resistance. If you're near a lava lake, you'll need a cooler to keep your food from turning into goo. And if you're in a colder region, prepare to gnaw on something frozen solid. It's not gourmet, but hey, at least it won't kill you, probably.
Reese tosses a vacuum-sealed meal pack onto the table.
Pro tip, avoid anything that requires reheating. You don't want to accidentally boil your food in sulfur vapor. And if it smells weird, don't eat it. Io already smells like death. You don't need to add food poisoning to the list.
Step 8. Keep an eye on Jupiter.
Io offers one of the most stunning views in the solar system. Jupiter looming large in the sky, its storms swirling like cosmic art. But don't let the view distract you. Jupiter's radiation and magnetic field are constantly bombarding Io, and it doesn't take breaks. Any equipment that isn't properly shielded will short-circuit faster than your patience during a spacewalk. Your habitat, suits, and vehicles need radiation-proof everything. Double-check every system before you step out, or you'll find yourself stranded with nothing but lava and regret for company.
Reese waves a hand toward the hologram of Jupiter. Its magnetic field lines glowing ominously.
Pro tip, enjoy the view, but only from behind shielding. If you must step outside, limit your exposure. Remember, radiation sickness isn't just unpleasant, it's terminal.
Final thoughts.
Io is the ultimate survival challenge. It's hot, toxic, unstable, and bathed in deadly radiation. If you insist on visiting, make sure your gear is top-notch, your nerves are steel, and your will is updated.
Reese crosses his arms, a smirk playing on his lips.
Survival here is technically possible, but honestly, you'll probably spend most of your time wondering why you thought this was a good idea. When you finally escape this volcanic death trap, take a moment to